Thank you all for the great input, and now we're going to bring Dale up for part 2 of his discussion on sharpening.
Okay, last week I worked on getting your stones prepped. Today I'm going to show you how to sharpen a chisel and a plane blade. And I bought a kit from Lee Valley. It's going to sound like I bought this kit from Lee Valley. It's the third different kit that I bought. I find this is the best because your chisels and plane blades are always square to the stone. You don't have to worry about being 90 degrees, whereas the last one you had to fiddle with it to make sure it was 90 degrees, whereas this one makes it right on the money. Another thing that I picked up that is invaluable is this little tool. And what it does is it lets you know what angle your chisel or plane blade is before you sharpen it. So then you set up your tool to match it. Now I do my chisels at 30 degrees. Okay, so you put that in there and it's right on 30 degrees. One of my chisels I do at 25 degrees because of the chisel, and one of my hand planes I do at 25 degrees. But other than that, most of my stuff is 30 degrees. This sets up very quickly. It has a dot here, I use yellow, and a dot here in yellow, and then your chisel goes in perfectly.
You don't need the first aid.
I can never figure this out when somebody's watching me.
Take a deep breath.
I went through all this at home tonight to make sure that I would put it together right. And you just put it to the stop and the side guide, and it is exactly square. Okay? Now it's supposed to be able to finger tighten it. I cannot tighten it enough. So I just take a pair of pliers and just a little bit. Now, you start with I always mark my chisel with a marker so that when I start to do the chisel, I can tell if I'm at the right angle. And it moves.
Are you using water on those stones? Or
This is water. Just water.
You'll set it in water.
Yeah, I actually bought this tray so that I can actually set my stones right in the water.
you didn't want to use your wife's cookie sheet anymore?
Right. This went so easily this afternoon.
Is that a roller on the back of the gauge?
This is a roller,
Okay.
and so it runs back and forth very nicely. And there's a little dial here that it goes down for your main bevel. And then when you're finished, you pull it out and move it up, and it gives you your micro bevel. You start with a coarse stone.
What do you suggest for a coarse stone?
This is 800.
800?
Yeah.
It's better than my phone stuff.
Eh?
I said that's better than my finished stuff.
Oh, well, my finished stone is 8,000.
Yeah, mine's 600.
Something that I did forget to do is, before you start, you make sure the back of the stone is flat. I already did that on these two stones. And that just makes sure that they are flat, because every once in a while they are not flat. This one here has a bad spot on the back where somebody's dropped the chisel.
And then just have, and zoom in on, I'll be able to see.
Can you see there's a black spot on the one corner? There's a black spot. That's because somebody's dropped the chisel on the floor, and therefore when you sharpen the chisel, there'll be one spot that's not sharp.
Hold it down. You can see it up there.
Natural tendency is to grab that.
Yes. Okay? And it's just back and forth. And I go back and forth from side to side on the stone, from this side to this side. So you're using the whole stone.
So from right to left.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The chisel is held with my two fingers on the front, and my thumbs are at the back. And you try and keep an even pressure.
Are you pushing hard or just,
Just a little bit of pressure.
How often do you re-wet the stone?
I like the stone has always got water on it,
Okay.
so therefore I use 2 or 3 stones.
Yeah.
I have 2 stones in a bucket here. I have 2 stones in water here. The wetter the stone is, the cooler the chisel is. Now you can see I've pretty well got back to the full face of the chisel.
And what grid is that now?
Okay.
What grid is that you're using?
800.
800, sure, 800. So I'm not sure if you guys could notice, but he's going from left to right back on either side as he's doing that. So he's getting.
Yes, you use the whole stone from side to side. You don't want to just stay in the center.
You have more pressure on the forward stroke than on the back stroke?
I just keep the same pressure all the time.
And you rotate your stone to keep the wear even all around.
You rotate the stones, you're using the whole surface of the stones. I purposely got this chisel from downstairs because it's been very abused. I sharpened it about 6 months ago.
What is it you're looking for every time you check it?
I'm looking to see if I've gone the whole surface of the whole chisel.
Yeah.
See, there's still black at the top.
Right, yeah.
That part hasn't been sharpened yet,
Mhm.
but the rest of it has. And you will feel there's a burr on the bottom,
Right.
which you have to take off.
Yeah.
would you go back down to the coarser grit then to make sure that you can get that, or do you
Yes.
just keep going at your 800 right now?
The courses, courses that I have is 800.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So much easier at home because I'm just at the laundry tubs. I tried to figure out how I was going to get my stones here in a bucket of water. But
So then once you've got that and all the black is off, do you
Yeah.
need to still go back on the other side and trim that down at all, or is it just set the way it is? Like on the back side of that chisel?
go to the edge of your table.
Just to flatten it out?
Just that much.
That's fine. Take the burr off.
Is there any hope for a chisel that doesn't have a flat back, or you have to flatten it all the way? Make sure
You have to try and get it flat.
that's flat.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard.
Yeah.
Most chisels are flat when you buy them.
Oh yes.
So Rick, I'm just curious, from a chip carving perspective, would you use a stone that size to do your sharpening your blades?
No, they're smaller. They're
Smaller?
6 inches long.
Oh, okay.
You use
you've
a
got
small
them. Okay. That actually wouldn't be a bad topic for a demo one night, if you don't mind.
Okay, so there it's sharpened
Turn it on
on the course,
Yep.
right?
Nice.
Then you flip your stone over, and this is I think a 2000. You can hear the difference in the sound.
You still have 2,000 as you go up.
Then I have a 4000.
So how many passes would you normally take at this level then? Like once you've already got it
No,
flattened?
that's done.
That's done? Yeah.
So once it's clear, clean, it's sharp.
Yeah, it's sharp.
And then you need to take the burr off.
Take the burr off the back.
We have to be more band-aids. Kate wants to pass it around.
You hear the difference in that stone? This is the stone that I handed around last week, and it felt coarse, but it is actually a very fine stone.
So you still haven't gone up to the micro level yet. You're still on
No.
the entire face.
Just the base.
Right?
Okay? Yes?
As you're doing this sharpening, this grinding from 800 to on up, is the angle of that from the roller to the chisel,
That's why you never take it out of the
it's not changing?
no.
Even though the chisel losing?
Well, if you have a major sharpening, I would change it, I would reset it, but I've barely taken like half a millimeter off, right? Not even that. Just a micro. That's just like a mirror.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, until Friday when it comes back in the shop.
Yeah, it'll go down in the shop tonight, by Wednesday it'll be all mucked up again.